লোকে বলে রে আল্লাহর কাম করলাম না, আল্লাহর কাম কোন কাম তারে আমি বুঝলাম না। Hello, thank you for being here. This is the 5th episode of my ongoing series where I sit down with you guys and review some of the pictures I took in Bangladesh using my Contax T2. Once again, Contax T2 is a 35mm point and shoot camera with a rangefinder. So without any further delay, let's take a look at the pictures I took. Here you can see a man who's selling cigarette with two of his sons. The cigarette seller and his older son is not paying too much attention to the picture. But if you look a little bit closer, there's another kid in the back. And he was really intrigued and he was like, what is going on? He was peeking his head out. And that's the very moment I took the picture. It came out really nice. You see, oftentimes when I'm taking a picture, I try to have a very balanced composition where the left side and the right side are symmetrically balanced and the subject is right in the middle. This picture, I was able to accomplish that, but as you can see, there's a part of a rickshaw that was still in the frame, and I'm not too mad about it. At some extent, I feel like if the rickshaw puller wasn't there with his rickshaw, that picture would have been a little bit empty, and I'm happy that the rickshaw was there right at that second. I think this is a picture that I would print and put it on my wall. As you can see, I only have one wall and I probably have 7 or 8 amazing pictures that I already promised that I will print and put it on my wall. So let's see how many of them I can fit in. As you can see in this picture, the pink is a little bit more visible, but it's not quite satisfying. It's not quite exactly how I saw it with my eyes. I think this would be a really great setting for me to push my film and make the picture a little bit darker. I like motion blurs in my picture. I think motion blur gives pictures life and creates some kind of living component within the picture. But however, I am not enjoying the motion blur in this picture. I wish the rickshaw puller head wasn't in the frame. This house was a light blue color house with the flowers with the pale white color. Something that I've realized is this Contax T2 have a really hard time picking up light colors such as sky blue or pink or light green. The camera almost flattened it to a very light white color. I think in this type of scenario, it is a really great idea to pull the film by negative 0.5 or 0.1 and experiment with that. I took this picture because of the mango tree. There is mango tree all over Bangladesh street, and this man had a mango tree in his house. But right after I took this picture, I saw the sign and the sign was really interesting, so I took another picture. So if we take a second to read the sign of this house, it says the owner of this house who passed away was an ambassador of the country, and he also fought for the language Bangla back in 1952. So Bangla could be one of the national language of the country. I really love this picture. This building has a vintage vibe to it. You can take a look at it and easily mistake it for a building that was created in 1990. Which I'm pretty sure it was. A lot of these buildings that we see in Dhaka has been created back in 1990s or 2000s and they're still there. Oftentimes what this building's owner would do is they would make the building with 2 floors, and then eventually when they would have a little bit more money they would create 2 more floors. And I think this building was one of those buildings that they just kept on piling up on top. In this picture we can see 2 homeless ladies. They're sleeping on the sidewalk, and as I was taking this picture, a rickshaw passed by. Coincidentally, this is the second picture in this roll that has a rickshaw on the frame. I wish the rickshaw wasn't in this picture. You see, this was a complicated situation. I wanted to take this picture in such a way that the focus and the attention would be in these two ladies that are sleeping on the street. But however, as you can see, the background has a lot of writing, and the writing in the background definitely takes away from the focus. But the ladies are not the only thing that is going on in this picture. Behind that wall, there's a jackfruit tree which had no leaves at all whatsoever, but two jackfruit are hanging from the tree. Ironically, I felt like those two jackfruits are a symbol of those two women that are sitting in this empty street, which was really, really beautiful. This picture has a lot of interaction going on. All these people coming together by this van, they're sitting down. These two ladies talking about their day. There's this man in the back who's smoking a cigarette. I really like the interaction that's going on. I think this picture is perfectly balanced. As I was taking this picture, I was pretty much sure that I'll miss the focus because of how much busyness was going on in this picture. But surprisingly, the focus was perfect. I kinda wish that the two banners that we see in the background was not there, but this picture came out really beautiful. This is the third picture in this row with a rickshaw. I believe this is the same security guard from that other picture. I saw him going to a couple of vendors that day. He was checking something with them. I think he was looking for a special vegetable and nobody had it. So he was just going from van to van looking for that vegetable. This guy is also a vegetable vendor, but instead of carrying his vegetable in a van, he carries it in a bucket and he put it on his head. First I took this picture while I was standing up, and then I felt like something is missing. Something probably got fucked up. And I really loved how these two men are matching, and they had a really, really dark pink shirt. So I sat down and I took this picture one more time. By the time I made the judgment to sit down and retake that picture, the men were probably a little too far from me, but I'm glad that I retook this picture. There's a lot of repetition going on in this picture. I feel like these two men on the two rickshaws that are passing by are complimenting each other. I really enjoyed my time in this neighborhood. It was a very clean neighborhood. It was a very quiet neighborhood. Nobody was bothering anybody. There's a lot of these dogs in Bangladesh, and what people do often is they would throw like hot water at them for no reason, and this is probably one of the dogs that got some hot water thrown at him and his skin got burned. really like this picture. This kid saw me taking his picture, so he started posing. I wish this man with his book bag was not in the frame, but there are some things we can control and some things we can't. This picture came out really nice. I don't think I would mind cropping in on him, but I would still think the picture would have been much better without this man with his book bag. And that concludes all the pictures that I took in this roll. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys on the next episode, and until then, goodbye.